Hi there, this is Solitaire Ronan from Solitaire Ronan Films, and welcome to another random review. Today we're going back to 1981 and the mysterious castle in the Carpathians. This is a Czech film presented in this wonderfully strange DVD, paper thin cardboard DVD deluxe collector's edition. This really needs second run to give it a Blu-ray, I feel. This is not a pohodky, as I am in the pohodky strain of Czech fairy tales. This is actually an adaptation of a Jules Verne story, and it's the usual Jules Verne as far as it's a madman with strange inventions. In this case, living in a castle rather than an air balloon or a submarine under the ocean. But a dandy lord is travelling the countryside with his trusty manservant. He's an opera singer who tends to make things shatter. And they come across a man half buried in the leaves in the forest. They revive him, take him back to the village, and all the villagers say, including the village idiot, who doesn't say much, they say it's because he went to the Devil's Castle, the castle on the hill where strange things happen and strange lights are seen. And the man, once he regains the power of speech, says that he heard this amazing woman's voice, and this count who's travelling the countryside says it's his betrothed, who's called Salsa, bizarrely, and he intends to go to the castle with the help of this man they rescued to try and get his betrothed back from the devil. And he tells his manservant, well, give me 24 hours, and if not, bring the local prefect and all the police to storm the castle. So they go to the castle, odd things ensue, and they're introduced to a very strange baron who is in love with Salsa's voice and spirit and soul. We get the backstory of the two, where Salsa allegedly died in her last performance on literally a high note, and all this time the Count has been wandering the world, trying to find his purpose. But now he has, as he engages in a battle of wits with the Baron, his henchman, and a professor, Professor Orphanic, who has all these wonderful devices and surveillance. So it's very much in the Jules Verne. There's a megalomaniac villain, there's lots of ingenious devices, and most of the, there's knockout gas, and there's rooms that move up and down, and surveillance of all manner of types. But through the power of his wonderful singing voice that shatters things, we get to the conclusion. It's 97 minutes of lots of fun and stupidity. The slapstick, if you're a fan of Carol Zeman, there's lots of nods to Carol Zeman. It's 1981. Obviously, Terry Gilliam was a fan of Carol Zeman as well, but you might have seen this film. Also, the Count is quite pompous and one of those kind of buffoonic leading men, even if bouffonic's not necessarily a word. And then you have his erstwhile sidekick, the guy who rescued, who's also in love with the female singer, but he's trying not to make it too obvious. The professor, there's a lot of this film in Jeunet and Caro's first two films, Delicatessen and especially The City of Lost Children. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if they'd seen this film as well as Carol Zeman's work. Also, there's lots of lovely little touches that, again, I'm not going to spoil, because very much like these films, you have to experience them for yourself. The film opens and closes with a big red velvet curtain, so again, the filmmakers know this is artifice, this is not supposed to be taken seriously, this is essentially a play that they're putting on, and it's just a lot of fun. There's not a lot to the review because, again, I'm not going to go into details. I don't want to spoil any of the wonderful pleasantries that go on. Is it a deep film? Not really. But the production design is wonderful. The music's fantastic. And it's just a lovely little film. Again, presented in this wonderful collector's edition bit of cardboard. So you can see the Baron in the middle there, who's obsessed about the usefulness of beards, and he doesn't like people who don't have extravagant beards. There's a lot of wonderful little moments in it. Again, it doesn't outstay its welcome. Do you have to be in the right mood to watch it? Perhaps. But if you are in the right mood, there's a lot of fun to be had in the mysterious castle in the Carpathians. So thanks very much for watching this very random review. Please let me know if you've seen the mysterious castle in the Carpathians and what you think of it and where you would rank it in films featuring castles. And hope you'll join me again for far more sensible random reviews in the future. But I suppose the title does give it away. It's fairly random. So this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films saying farewell.